Hello, grade 7. How are you today? I hope you all are safe and well. We studied in physics before about energy and types of energy, but today we will study about obtaining energy. How can we get energy, or how can we obtain energy or produce energy? So please open your books on page 62. Grab your highlighters and follow me. Fossil fuels. We need energy for everything we do. Our own energy comes from respiration fueled by food. We use other energy sources to generate electricity and run cars, trucks, trains, and planes. Most power stations burn fossil fuels like gas, oil, or gas to coal, oil, or gas to make electricity. These fossil fuels are non-renewable. They took millions of years to form from dead plants and animals. They cannot be replaced and will turn out fairly soon. Oil is particularly valuable. It's used to make petrol, diesel, paraffin, and fuel oil for transport. Burning fossil fuels adds to global warming by putting carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. So it may be a good thing that we won't be able to use them for long. Okay, so we are talking now about fossil fuels. We studied about rocks and we said we have fossils inside the rocks. These fossils are creatures, dead creatures. So fossil fuels comes from the dead creatures or plants that formed over billions or millions of years. So they are using these kinds of fuels to generate electricity in the power stations, but these fuels are not we can say these are harmful fuels, and also they are non-renewable. Non-renewable means that we cannot use them forever. One day they will run out and we cannot use them anymore. So these are dead creatures that took millions of years to form this fuel, and if we use them all, we cannot find any fuel anymore. So how can we what we should do about this, and how can we use fuels to generate electricity and to continue our lives? So the energy in our bodies and in plants, they comes from different sources. We are using food as fuel to generate to produce energy, and plants are using sunlight to produce energy. The problem with these fossil fuels that when they burn, they can increase the amount of carbon dioxide inside into the atmosphere. So they will affect the world by adding to global warming more carbon dioxide and increasing the global warming also. We have another type of to obtain energy, which is solar energy. This solar energy, or solar cells, they are providing electricity for the phone mast or the mobile phone mast. Some energy sources will never run out. They are constantly replaced by the sun, so they are renewable. As long as we have sun, the energy will not run out, or will never run out. So this called renewable. Something is existing and it's like repeating, giving energy every day without running out. So energy from the sun is called solar energy. Solar cells turn the sun's energy into electricity. They are used in calculators or also in illuminated road signs, which is like the signs that make light, and on buildings also to warn warning signs or any kinds of signs that have light on the building. They can only produce small amounts of electricity, but they are very useful in isolated areas. Energy from solar cells can be stored in batteries to use when it's too dark or cloudy for the solar cells to work. So at night, how do they work? They are storing the solar energy inside the battery to use it at night or cloudy days or dark days. So solar cells, as we said, it's renewable. Okay, look at the picture on your left here. Decomposing animal manure gives off methane gas, which is a useful fuel for cooking. Here, the residual of the animals, when they left, or if they left them to decompose, which is like breaking down by organisms. These microorganisms, when they are breaking down the waste product, they are producing gas, which is the methane gas or methane gas. This gas is useful for fuel for cooking, and we can use it for many things also. We call this kind of fuels biofuels because it's coming from a living thing, which is plants or animals. Biofuels. Biofuels are made from plants. Plants produce a new crop every year, so they are renewable. Biofuels can be replaced as fast as they are used. So if we are using plants to generate electricity or using them as fuels to cook or something, they can be replaced as fast as they are used. So as more as we are like using them, other crops will grow and we can use them again. Plants use solar energy to grow, and some of that energy is stored in their tissues. We can use plant materials to make liquid fuels for cars. We can also burn them in power stations to generate electricity. So we can use these plants to generate electricity in power stations. We can burn them to make the car work. We can use them as fuels because they have energy stored in them from the solar cells, from the solar energy, which is the sun. When cows eat a lot of grass, but they don't extract it, they don't extract all its energy. There is still some energy left in their dung. When dung is left to decompose, it makes a gas that can be used as fuel. A similar gas is made when waste decomposes in rubbish dumps. So we also can use the dung or the residual or the waste product of cows as fuel, because when they decompose, because they produce gas. And also we can use rubbish to generate electricity because they are releasing gas as they decompose. Wind and water. Solar energy evaporates water, which then falls as rain. When rain falls on high places, it runs downhill. The sun's heat also makes winds blow. Anything moving has energy. So the moving water and wind can generate electricity. Here are the wind mill, and we have here dams. So they are using the dams to hold the water behind them, then releasing the water to go downhill. In this case, this movement will generate electricity because they are connecting them to turbines or to engines. The same thing with the windmill or the turbines, okay? So these turbines that can convert the wind energy into electricity, because they are connecting them to generators, and they can connecting them into engines that can move to generate electricity. Both wind and water generate energy. Both of them can be expensive because they are taking too much money to build or to make these equipments, or make these dams or these turbines. The last thing we have in our lesson is geothermal energy. So geothermal energy is energy from hot rocks under the Earth's surface. The heat energy converts water to steam, and we said earlier steam can generate electricity, so we can use steam to generate electricity. Geothermal energy can only be used in places like East Africa, where there are hot rocks close to the Earth's surface. Geothermal, that means something underground to something hot. Like hot rocks, which is the hot rocks, okay? So these hot rocks, we can find them in East Africa, very hot places, close to the Earth's surface. They can heat the water, and this water can convert into steam. We can use this steam to generate electricity. This is very useful energy source. Why? Because the equipment needed to collect the energy doesn't cost much, and the energy is available all the time. So just because we are not like we are not heating the rocks. The rocks are already hot and very hot. They are close to the surface, so they are heating the water. We are using them to heat the water. The water will turn into steam, and we can use this steam to generate electricity, so this is not expensive. So now let's go to the summary of the lesson. Obtaining energy. Fossil fuels are non-renewable energy source. They cannot be replaced and will eventually run out. Renewable sources will not run out because they are constantly replaced. They include sunlight, biofuels, water, wind, and geothermal energy. In another form, if I asked you examples for non-renewable sources, you will say fossil fuels, or examples of non-renewable, which is fossil fuels, and for renewable, solar cells, biofuel, water, wind, and geothermal energy. So this was all about obtaining energy. How can we obtain energy? Don't forget to write these notes in your notebooks, and if you have any question, write it down and I will check it. And don't forget the yellow box as a homework. Okay, see you next time, and I hope to see you really soon, and we will meet in a new lesson. Bye bye.